Esiet sveicināti, dārgie Sportacentrs.com lasītāji, klausītāji, komentētāji, tāpat arī YouTube kanāla LV basketbols skatītāji. Turpinam apskatus, aprunājoties ar Eirobasket 2025 Latvijas izlases pretiniekiem, un šodien man pievienojies Sīms Raudla, kurš ir vadošais Igaunijas basketbola apskatnieks, cilvēks, kurš veido arī Igaunijas populārāko basketbola podkāstu Mängumehed. So now we will switch to English. Hey Siim, how are you? How's life?
Hi, thanks for having me. 1 week to go. We are all excited, I assume.
You already mentioned 1 week to go until the big event, Eurobasket 2025. What is the current state of Estonian basketball national team? How do you see the team is going? How do you see the team is doing? How well is the preparation going?
Yeah, I think apparently today is the day when we can already get a good overview of our team. 3 scrimmage games have been played so far, but the last one against Georgia took place almost 2 weeks ago. So I think today's away game against Sweden and Friday's home game against Great Britain will probably already give us a good image of how the team is looking, with almost a week left until the start of the final tournament, when we start the group against the heavy favorite Serbia. So I think this week will be decisive, and we're gonna see from the last 2 scrimmage games.
You just said Serbia is the heavy favorite of both of Group A and the championship in general. How do you Estonians view the power rankings of Group A? Where do you see yourselves? Where do you see Latvia?
I think purely on paper, there are obviously 3 big teams in our group: Serbia, Turkey, and you guys, the Latvians. Then there are the 3 remaining teams that could theoretically fight for the last qualifying spot, namely us, Czech Republic, and Portugal. It is, of course, really difficult to predict how it will all look in Riga. Serbia is, I think, undoubtedly the favorite to win it all, and I believe that they will show their power, their quality, at least in the group stage, because there is simply so much this kind of a raw quality and strength, and they will most probably simply just outscore majority of their opponents. A lot of our chances now depend on whether Maikala Gotser can participate in the final tournament or not. At the moment, he should be in Japan, where he is undergoing additional tests regarding his shoulder problems, which he has had before. If Kotsar can't play, which unfortunately seems quite real at the moment, then our hopes of advancing will take a big hit, big blow.
Just to give you some sort of a positive view on your chances, 2 days ago I talked with a Turkish journalist about Turkey, and he basically mentioned the fact that he sees how Turkey is losing to Estonia and Estonia advancing above Turkey. So just
Yeah, but actually, just my opinion. But if I see Estonia surprising any of the powerhouses in our group, then I for sure see it's Turkey. I'm afraid we don't have it right now to beat Serbia in the opener, and also will be really hard against you guys at your home. But I see some chances against Turkey. But of course, as I said, if Kotsar is not there, every game will be hard for us.
What is the public generally expecting from this team? Do you guys see it as sort of like a phase leading up to Eurobasket 2029, where you will host the group, and which will probably be the peak for this generation of Estonian national team?
I think our basketball community for sure is expecting us to advance from the group stage, which eventually was not done 10 years ago in Riga, either 3 years ago in Milano. Of course, the current team should be at its best and at its kind of maximal potential in 4 years when we host the group stage in Tallinn. But I personally think that there is no point in talking too much about the tournament ahead. If we want to achieve something big in 4 years, then we definitely have to advance from the group stage this time. Speaking of the general tournament, I would not put maybe Estonia as a dark horse, although we may be in that role in our group. But yeah, everything depends on the injuries. We are missing some players already. If we are missing also Kotsar, if he does not participate, then we'll go to the final tournament with only one pure center, Mattias Tass, who has not been the healthiest player actually throughout his career. He has had problems with both his back and knees, and I don't know how we can manage the rotation having 5 games in 7 days time, but no need to hurry. Let's wait for the news if Mike is there or not, and then we can continue with the talk.
When you talked about Eurobasket 2015, which took place 10 years ago, also the group play was in Riga. I remember that. I think it was the last game of the group stage where you guys were, I don't know, around 20 minutes until qualifying, and then I think it was it Jānis Strelnieks who took over?
Yeah, I was at that game. I visited one game, and it was the last one against you guys, and we played an excellent first half, if I remember right, and then everything changed in the second half. If I remember correct, you also played some zone defense, and it cracked us, and Strelnieks was hot, and that's how it ended for us. It started really poor for us. Everyone is still remembering it, that we lost badly against Czech Republic and Belgium. Then we bounced back against Ukraine. Then we lost to Lithuania with the buzzer beater from Jonas Mačiulis, and then we had this game against our neighbors. So it was like really emotional tournament, up and down, Estonian players arguing with their journalist, and it was a lot of mixed emotions for everyone.
And also returning to what you said before, if you ask me, I definitely see Estonia as the dark horse of the tournament. I can see you guys making it to the quarterfinal if all goes to plan. But I mean, Kotsar being out definitely hurts your chances. Overall, how do you see how have the preparation games, the exhibition matches been so far? Why such choice to play 3 games in the beginning of the camp, then a big break, and then 2 last remaining games? Because I think just seeing the schedules of other teams, also our national team, we started playing the exhibition games later, but they're sort of more compact and just playing almost like back-to-backs like today, leading up to the tournament.
Yeah, let's be honest. I think the plan was a bit different. They wanted the game also in between. I think they wanted to play 6 games. We had some talks with Argentina because Kangor, the head of delegation, knows Luis Scola really well. His son is in Varese, which Scola is running. But eventually it didn't work out. So that's why there was a 2-week training period, and eventually when our national team started to plan the exhibition games, then it seemed that everyone already had the games prepared. So I don't know, basically the other teams started to build the program, the scrimmage games already like 1 year before the tournament, which is also experience for the Estonian Federation. And I think that's the reason. That's the reason why we have so big gap between 3 and 2 games. And also, I think eventually it was just taking the opponents which we could. As I understood from the federation, there weren't too many choices to take. And for now, this is the reality. Talking about the games, I think you can divide our team scrimmage games into 2 different categories. I wouldn't draw too many conclusions from the first 3 games, which we already had, except that Lithuania showed us our problems right in the first game. The positive thing is that game by game, the team showed better dynamics, which of course is a bit logical. This week's games against Sweden and Great Britain, which I already mentioned, are already crucial because from these games, we will already start the group phase next week. and it is I think very likely that Ranula will already use the same rotations and substitutions for those games taking place tonight and on Friday.
The Estonian national basketball team, is it the number one sports team in the country? I'm just seeing the numbers. I know more than 15,000 of you guys are coming to Riga, buying out tickets in record time. Is it the number one team in the country?
Yeah, so be prepared. We are bringing a lot of euros, a lot of euros in Riga. Of course, I am a basketball fan, and I see a lot of things from the basketball perspective and through my so-called basketball glasses. But saying, and I think at the same time feeling that I'm also being honest. Basketball is beyond doubt the most popular sport right now in Estonia in terms of viewership and overall popularity. The excitement of the European Championships is, of course, big. And according to unofficial data, approximately 15,000 sports fans will go to support the team in Riga at different times. So we are building the Latvian economy. We are bringing people. We are bringing euros. So be ready.
How would you overall characterize the hype surrounding the Eurobasket? Because I think was it 3 weeks ago I was in Tallinn for the under 16 Baltic Cup, and I saw the mascot of the tournament, also the trophy there. They did, I don't know, some sort of a tour there or something, but I didn't see any advertisements advertising Estonia's home games. I mean, not home games, but games in general.
Yeah, I think today is the day when you don't need really advertise Estonian basketball national team. So everybody, when they started to sell the tickets, it was crazy. Still, like in black market, everyone is trying to find the tickets for Serbia, for Latvia, and for Czech Republic. Basically, all those first three games are sold out. Against you guys, it's logical. You have also a lot of fans. But also against Serbia and Czech Republic, you cannot find any games. Of course, there are tickets for Turkey, Portugal, obvious reasons. School starts, kindergarten starts. People have to go back. You cannot stay in Latvia for weeks. Some, of course, can, but yeah, the hype is good.
No, I'm in a call. Sorry, just the cleaning lady came. Okay, yeah. The biggest absences. You mentioned Kotsar is now under a huge question mark. Henry Vesar, Kerkriisa, any other guys missing the tournament?
Yeah,
Stefan Vaks.
in addition to those names you already mentioned, we are missing, yeah, we are missing Kasper Suurorg. I would also say we are missing Mihkel Kirves, Stefan Vaks, who I believe would all have been in the final selection. Of course, we will never know it. It is hard these days with players, studying in America and are earning a lot of money. It's not only difficult for our small Estonia, but we see that also the big basketball countries cannot get their players from the States. But yeah, I think overall, even talking now about Kotsar, we are missing even more maybe Vesar and Kirves. I think Kirves would have definitely had the role under Ranula, as he was with him in Pärnu and in Kalev Cramo, and this kind of Ranula type player. Kirves is Ranula type player. We don't know a lot about Kriisa. He was in Milano. He played well, I think, in Milano, but we haven't seen him much in the following years. He came to practice with the team before the Olympic qualifier we had here in Tallinn. He left in some reasons. Was kind of a bit of a secret. So yeah, I think even more we are missing Kirves, Vaks, Suurorg, which quality and level we know for sure.
Can you talk a bit more about Kerkriisa and Henry Vesar? I know it's basically the new reality of basketball world, the NIL deals and the insurance of those. Do you have any idea how the national team tried to solve this insurance problem?
I have to be honest, don't know about the details and don't know how much they pushed and tried. I know that the head coach Ranula talked with both of them, but as we both know, I think the money is just so big and it's difficult to insurance those nil contracts. It's like an unknown world right now for all European basketball countries. So I think it was just too hard to get them here.
Who do you see will be the main guys of Team Estonia? I mean, everyone knows Kullamäe, everyone knows Henry Drell, also Kotsar, but as we already talked about, he might not be coming. Who do you see will be the main guys of the team? Maybe some guys that are lesser known to Latvian fans.
Yeah, actually, you will never know. Yeah, but from the mentality aspect, I would put out two names: Artur Kononchuk, who signed with Turkish team Bursaspor for the next season, and for sure also Janar Jõesaar. Maybe even a bit similar players, just different generations already. But Jõesaar for me is one of the talented Estonian basketball players of all time. It's a bit of shame, at least for me as a basketball fan, that he played a couple of years in Poland now and now going to the Bosnian team playing the Adriatic League, which of course is a high level. But I have always seen Jõesaar as a kind of ACB EuroLeague Europe Cup player. But he's a good player, and also I think Kononchuk has a really good mentality. I see them being the guys not maybe getting too emotional about the big event, big tournaments, and keeping their calm and through that showing their best skill set. But hopefully there will be some additional names that I didn't mention that will bloom in the following tournament from our squad. There are some potential guys, I think even more.
Do you see them playing together, Jõesaar and Kononchuk? Kononchuk at the 4 and Jõesaar at the 3 spot?
Yeah, I think we at this point we have to use Ranula has to use Jõesaar as a number 2 because we just don't have the ball handlers, and Jõesaar being a 2-meter guy at a small guard spot. I think this helps our long lineup, helps us to rotate, to switch a lot on defense. So I think we're gonna see Jõesaar a lot on the 3 spot. Kononchuk probably also as a 3, as Ranula likes to use him there also. But we're gonna see, because Jõesaar had some blows in the period when they had training camps and games. He got hit in the head, he got hit in the knee. I don't know how much he has practiced, but when they started, I heard he looked really good.
Those such blows you mentioned, are those the things that have kept him from reaching his full potential? Do you see it as the main reason, him being sort of injury prone?
Yeah, he has been injury prone, and when he was I don't even remember where he played. He played in Anvil, I think, where he had this serious knee injury, and it was a really blow. But respect that he came out of it. And last season in Poland, in Warsaw team, in Dziki team, was actually good. His numbers were good, and his numbers have always been pretty decent. Shooting percentages. He doesn't need to play a lot. He can play 20 minutes and be productive, and he has this kind of emotional calmness which you need if you want to play at the top. I hope he's not too old. I think he's 32, so he has some good years.
What do you see as the main strengths of this Estonian team? For example, if I look at our national team, we will most probably have 12 players who can shoot from the deep. We will also have multiple guys who can switch on defense. What do you see as the strengths of your national team?
I think we have something similar. First thing I would mention, it's quite a boring answer, but I think one of the main strengths for us is the chemistry inside and outside of the court. We don't have any big names, any big egos. Maybe this is also some way a negative thing, but players are really ready to sacrifice a lot for the sake of the team's success. I think this is also important for these tournaments. Of course, sometimes you need to have this one superstar or two superstars maybe. But I think we have the same things as you. You know, we can put also a long lineup on the court. We can switch a lot. We can run a lot. There are a lot of guys who can hit threes. So maybe these days our teams look even a bit similar. Of course, I have to be honest that the team Latvia and its players have more quality. But yeah, I think we are looking kind of the same.
And what about the weaknesses? Where do you guys are the most vulnerable? Is it now the 5 spot, considering that Kotsar might not play and there's only one backup guy?
I think the biggest thing is that we still don't have the right amount of experience to play at this stage, either national team or club competitions. Of course, we cannot hide that we played in the final tournament 3 years ago in Milano, but I think even more I'm putting out that club competitions. We don't have any big names who play in the, I don't know, EuroLeague Final Fours, EuroLeague quarterfinals, Euro Cup playoffs. We don't have these kind of guys. We have guys that play at good level, but I think they don't have so many big games under their belt. Of course, we are also lacking ball handlers, as we don't have these quality players too much in our country at the moment. And in this certain tournament, we have to do without Surorg, Kriisa and Wax. So I think these are the weaknesses, and of course, as you mentioned, Kotsar news. If he's missing, then of course this is also a big blow.
Mart Rosenthal came back. He basically missed all of last season due to a knee injury. How is he looking? Just since you mentioned ball handlers, and he might be a well-known name to Latvian fans.
Yeah, they are still going step by step with him. First exhibition against Lithuania, he played like 5 minutes. Didn't look really good, but I think it's normal, having this kind of injury. And first game against, really aggressive Lithuania. Second game already against Israel, he played like 10 minutes. Looked a bit better. And I think it's a good name to mention from you, because still talking that he's coming back from a serious injury, a lot will depend on Mart Rosenthal as well. I don't want to put any big pressure on him, but still, as we have basically right now only Kullamäe and him as the like this kind of a loyal ball handlers, then Mart will be decisive if he's ready to play, if he's ready to play physically, mentally, etc. So this is also a player to keep an eye on.
And last but not least, I think, was it a week ago when your federation announced Heiko Rannula's extension until 2029, or after the 2029 Eurobasket? What do you think makes him special? What allowed him to go to Poland, win there in his first season, and then just have success with the national team?
Yeah, talking about the extension, first of all, I think he got a long extension because in Estonian basketball right now, let's be honest, it's Rannula. Then there's quite a lot of space, and then the other basketball coaches follow. And in sports, it's easy. It's all about the results. And let's be honest, he has made them a lot in the previous years with Pärnu, with Kalev, now the Cinderella story with Legia. And I don't know how to. For me, it's a bit hard to say or subscribe or say something about Heiko, as I haven't worked with him so far. But as they say, on offense, you give instructions, on defense, you have rules. Rannul is for sure a defense-oriented coach with a lot of details to follow. At the same time, I think he gives enough freedom on offense to give the players as much as confidence as needed. And he likes to say that he trusts his gut feeling a majority of the crucial times. So I think looking his success, I think he's a born coach in that case.
But isn't the federation afraid that he might make a jump to EuroLeague in those 4 years, just seeing how he's performed before? Because if you ask me, I think Jānis Gailītis and Ranno, they're both somewhat similar, both probably best coaches in their respective countries. And if you ask me, I see Jānis Gailītis becoming a EuroLeague coach until 2029.
Yeah, hopefully Ranul and Kailitis will be the next Iisalos from the from the northerns or from the Baltics. But yeah, actually Ranula was visiting one nice basketball podcast from Delphi a couple of days ago, and over there he also mentioned that he also talked to his agent, who I think is of course Latvian because he is in a Latvian agency. And he also told to his agent that let's slow down. I have a lot of tools. I have a lot of things to do. I have my national team, which has quality. I have a Legia team in Poland, which gonna play the Champions League. And actually, Polish teams hasn't had any success in European competitions lately. So he likes to say that he's really realistic, and has his calmness, and that's I think why he extended with Legia for a so long period. That he knows that there are no shortcuts, that Paris will not come tomorrow and say that let's make a contract and let's come to EuroLeague. So this is of course one of the nice things I also like about him, that he doesn't go anywhere up because of these titles he has had the last couple of years. But of course, why not? As you said, they are a bit similar with Kaitis. And if they will work like this, if they're gonna have results like this, eventually they will end up somewhere high. Is it Eurocup, EuroLeague, NBA? You never know, because if Iisalmo went from Finland, which is not a big basketball country, went to Eurocup, to EuroLeague, now in the NBA, come on, then everything is possible. And for sure, big basketball leagues, countries now, I think are maybe even watching Finland, Latvia, Estonia with a different mindset, that also good coaches can come from this region.
Yeah, and just as you said, I think what's important about Rannola and Gailīts is that they're both paving ways for other Latvian and Estonian coaches in Europe. So I think that's great, and I just wish them the best of luck. Just last thing, do you want to ask me anything about the Latvian national team or
Yeah,
any?
what's the situation? I would like to ask all the same questions, but maybe you can give us Estonian viewers a short overview. What's the situation and how you guys are preparing?
We have 16 players left. Our national team is currently in Athens, playing the Acropolis tournament. Tonight we have Greece with Giannis in lineup. Tomorrow we have Italy. Those are the last two friendly games. Then on 24th, the coach will announce the roster on, I don't know if it's going to be a YouTube live or Facebook live. It's going to be a live event where he will announce the 12 players that will participate in the Eurobasket. Currently, out of the 16 players we have, I think we will miss two of Latvian Estonian league guys, Toms Skuja and Kristaps Tilps. I don't think they will make the cut. Then also it will I think in my eyes one position will be decided between Klaus Chavars and Karlis Šilinč. That will be the 5 spot, the backup big, and then the big question is about Rodions Kurucs, about his health. He has an inflammation in his heel, a plantar fasciitis, or I'm not sure how to pronounce it. He hasn't played yet. He will not play today against Greece because of some issues with the club and his health. So we will see if he's healthy, and if he's able to play, he will most definitely be in Eurobasket, but that seems pretty unlikely, like with Kotsar now. So I think at the 3 spot we will be the most vulnerable, because in the previous exhibition games, Dairis Bertans played the 3 spot. We used to play with 3 guards at some point. Also Mārcis Steinbergs and Mareks Meyers played the 3 spot, and both are like clear power forwards. So it will be interesting to see, and a lot will depend on Rodion's, because if you ask me, I think he's the second most important guy in our national team after KP.
What about the expectations? I mean, the overall basketball community, I assume everyone is looking for a medal. And also,
Yeah.
what about you, as you are kind of, this kind of an expert, and you will maybe not use those emotions which you have.
I think we have a roster that can compete for the medals, and that of course is the big goal, the main goal. But I see, as you already said, one clear-cut favorites. That's Serbia. Then I think in the second tier for me is Germany, and then the third tier is like six, seven, eight teams: France, Latvia, Spain. Even though they have a new roster, but still it's Spain, and you know how basketball goes. Guys play 10 guys play the ball, and Spain wins at the end. So Spain, Italy, Greece, yeah. So Turkey also. So I think there are like 10 teams that can have realistic chances for the medals. But yeah, overall, I think the society has huge expectations because KP is playing, and the atmosphere in those two home exhibition games was electric, and it was just fun to see how KP loves to play for the national team. Just watching his body language, watching how he moves, how he enjoys being here and being with the national team. So that's good to see, and I hope both of our teams stay healthy and can play their best basketball at the Eurobasket.
But what about those exhibition games you had already? I heard, I didn't see, but I heard that game against Lithuania was with a really good quality from both sides. Can you already analyze anything about Latvia from those games you have saw?
It was good, but I think we still have some steps to make because we now have played three exhibition games. The last two are ahead of us, and in those games, I think uh, we had a lot of things to deal with, especially at the three spot. For example, against Slovenia, we had to guard Doncic. We started with a guard on him after we started switching, and we played with bigs on him. So just missing the third position really hurts us, and we must. We must prepare for that the most. Also, Artur Strautiņš is out, so that basically creates the most problems, and that's what the coaches have to think about the most. Overall, I think yeah, the offense is great. I mean, we can put up 90, 100 points every game, especially with KP punishing the mismatches and shooting threes from the logo. So, so yeah, we can score a lot, but we still have to do some work on defense.
Okay, what do you think about the star calls in those tournaments? I have mentioned this a lot in also our podcast that Estonian team doesn't have, a kind of an NBA superstar, but from the previous tournaments we have seen that those players like Porzingis, Markkanen, Doncic, Antetokounmpo, etc. They get those calls from the FIBA referees. You think it's gonna influence the games a lot or no?
I don't think so because at least from what I've seen in the exhibition games, KP doesn't get this treatment. Doncic got his treatment. I think Markkanen also does. Giannis, of course, does. Jokic maybe too, but KP doesn't get this treatment because when he's punishing the mismatches, the defenses are like very very physical with him, hand checking him, always hitting him on the elbow or something, and he doesn't get those calls. So that will be interesting to see how the refs treat him because he's definitely not getting treated like a superstar. I mean, for you guys, that's good news, but for us,
Yeah, I didn't even mention Jokic. This the biggest one coming up. But what about the hype in Latvia? You asked the hype about in Estonia, but how is it week before the tournament?
I think we have a big hype around it. Like I was yesterday during the night, I was going to the airport. I was driving through Riga, and we don't have many billboards around the city, but I saw like five or six of them, and basically all were just Eurobasket commercials. So the media, we're just talking about Eurobasket, whether it's Latvian radio, Latvian television, everything's around Eurobasket. So you can feel the hype, and you can feel that this will be the biggest sporting event that's ever taken place in Latvia.
So in Latvia, it's either basketball or ice hockey. Yeah?
Basketball for now. Ice hockey
For now, okay.
only in May when the World
only when the World Championships
but,
take place.
Yeah, but that's me, a basketball person speaking. So
yeah, we have to do it. We have to popularize.
So thank you so much, Siim, for joining. I hope I managed to answer your questions too. And on I think it's 29th of August. I think so. It's the
You
second
mean
game.
you mean Estonia against Latvia?
Yeah.
It's the second game. Yeah, we start on Wednesday against Serbia, then we have a good rest for Thursday, and we meet on Friday, and I'm gonna be there at the, how is it called now? Xiaomi Arena, yeah?
Yeah. Yes.
The previous name was better, let's be honest.
I agree, and may the best team win on 29th of August. Thank you so much again for joining.
For sure, it's always a pleasure. Thank you.